So in the World Superbike side of things, because, this is where I want to get a lot of information from you, because we don't get the opportunity to speak to people that have been actually racing next to Toprak and these other guys. Like, we know the level of competition there is high. Is it the level of competition? Is the level of equipment better? Like, what are all the differences that really make these guys in World Superbike like that much faster?
The first thing was immediately not only the brakes, obviously, like their bikes and how they have it with their engine braking and their rear brake usage and how they apply the brakes. Dude, they could turn. I've never seen anybody turn a bike that, like, opening the throttle and continuing to turn their motorcycle and stand it up and go. Like, the turning on when they could flick it left to right was ungodly real. Like, I never even saw anybody ever do that. And it's like they can slow the bike down enough, and their bike with their engine braking, they could just go wham and just they could just turn. It was unreal on that side. And then just the brakes, man, like it's crazy on how much brakes like those guys can use. And that's where like Toprak is really good at, obviously, is like brakes. But it wasn't the speed. So I was trying to carry more speed to the apex of the turn. Like, that's where I make my time up, is like speed, roll speed here. It's like, no, they actually do so hard braking in such a short distance, but they end up, like, with their engine braking and everything, they end up stopping and then just fucking turning. And it's just like blew my mind away. And that's where they make up the time, like tenths, like 3 or 4 tenths just on the brakes, but not the roll speed to the apex. It was just brakes in a short amount of distance. And that was like unreal to me to see. And they have it figured out. I mean, their bikes, they have different frame concessions over there, so they could like modify their frames a little bit. At least all the Yamahas had that. I had some of the Yamaha guys. I don't know how true it was. It was like Massimo, who's he kind of looks over all the electronics for all the Yamaha teams. Like, he kind of created the system that they're running. An Italian guy, and he was just like, "You on our frame, you go 1 second faster." I'm like, "Well, fuck, I'm not on your frame. Why would you tell me that?" like, why would you tell me that? I'm not getting your frame. So I don't know how much of truth that was, but yeah, he's like, "Yeah, you on our frame, you go 1 second faster." I'm like, "Well, fuck, thanks a lot."
So can you bring those kind of things over, like break-in into MotoAmerica?
Can't, dude. Like, you just can't do it on our tires.
Okay.
Everything you can't do it.
Can you bring a container of Dunlops and give them all Dunlop fronts and say, "Let me see you do that shit now"?
Dude, like, and that's the thing too, was like, so when Toprak went to Coda, and Toprak went to Coda and everybody was shitting on his time, like, basically it was like, holy shit, he just did a 206.7 or whatever it was, which is insanely fast. But that track suits a Pirelli more than you could ever imagine. Like, dude, like, which he maximizes his braking, obviously, but like, you can never do that on a Dunlop there. That's why he made up so much time just on a BMW first time at the track. It's like the braking, dude, you're probably making up just in braking sections in a second alone,
Wow.
But yeah, no, but the Toprak's super cool too. Like, he hung out multiple times in the garage and just hung out. He was super cool. He was one of the coolest dudes there. I mean, there was a good chunk of dudes over there in the pits that really welcoming. The Italians, not so much. Like, they're really when you're on track. Everybody's
intense
on track too. They're
really Italian.
They're really animated on the bike, man. They're just always, they're always. Dude, I would be. I won't name any names, but I would be on the track, right, like in practice, and I'm really cautious of like getting in people's way, right? Like, I'm aware of my surroundings. I could see people coming up, you could feel them, you could see it, whatever. And I would move out of the way. 2 different guys, 2 different times. I would move out of the way completely, way before they even got to me. And they were way faster than me at some points. And they're still just fucking throw their hands up and all this. And I'm like, what was that for? And I end up apologizing. I'm like, well, why am I even apologizing?
Right.
Fuck, I didn't do anything wrong to you. I didn't even slow your lap up. I was way out of the way, And so, yeah, other than some Italians just being really animated, everybody was really cool, like super cool, more than I could ever expect, actually.
So would you say it's the folks over there in the paddock are more warmer than in the MotoAmerica?
No, but believe it or not, dude, most people came over to me because of that damn video from New Jersey. I mean, when
you're
say,
famous, man.
Yeah, dude. When they say, I mean, dude, I don't know how many views that video hit. Somebody told me it was like 8 million or even more.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people came up to me and were like, I'm like, no. Yeah. But no, they're pretty welcoming. MotoAmerica, everybody's pretty welcoming as well. Just because I've been in the pit so long, everybody kind of knows you already. But
Right.
the racers are really cool because we do, every weekend Michael Hill does like a paddock show deal. So every racer has to go on stage, or at least the World Superbike guys. And, you know, we're all just hanging out in the back and then we called on stage. But everybody was super cool. You know, spoke a lot. Like Iker Lecawan was super cool. Vandermark was really cool. The Brits are always cool. You know, so there's a good chunk of people that were really cool and kind. And then the whole paddock team too was super nice to us. I thought there was going to be definitely more intense.
Do you think that the facilities there, like compared to what we have here, you know, you only went to 2 races or 2 events. What are the facilities like? And like, is there a difference in like the overall show value, like what the way World Superbike puts on their events versus what we do here? Like, what do you think could be taken from there and brought here to make our events even better?
Dude, man, it's so different because we're all out of garages. Obviously, everybody's always out of garages, right? And most tracks we go to don't have garages. And Estoril, I mean, they gave us a half of a garage. So, I mean, literally, we have a space this big. I mean, literally, it was a half of a garage. Half of a garage. I mean, dude,
Wow.
we had enough space for the bike and a few mechanics. It was wild. But, I mean, I literally just lived in that garage, dude. Like, it was in that garage, but then they start setting up World Superbike teams. They start setting up on Tuesday before the weekend.
Wow.
Because they have all the big setups, like all the hospitality setups, proper hospitality. So, I mean, they're cooks there and everything. That was unbelievable. We can never do that in America because we're broke. You know, like everybody's broke. I mean, my team eats, I mean, nothing
Chick-fil-A.
team, but I mean, no, they don't even get, I mean, they eat literally cold cuts, you know, and shitty bread. So, I mean, there you have a proper chef and you have a barista, you know, and most of the big teams do, you know, but all the Yamaha teams kind of eat together. So we ate in the Yamaha hospitality and, you know, 20 different selections of food and different pastas and barista there, desserts. It was unreal. And they do breakfast, lunch, dinner there every day.
Wow.
And at least in Spain, which drove me crazy was even if I wanted to leave the track, I couldn't because things don't open until 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that like blew my mind. I'm just like, fuck, I don't know how people do it. I want to be laying in bed at 8:45, you know, so it was, so I had to stay at the track at least until 7. They did dinner at the track at 7. So I ate dinner at the track. And they do, you know, breakfast super early in the morning there. It's just a different lifestyle, you know, like the times they eat to, you know, all of their time is spent at the track. Like when I went to Mazzano to go watch Garrett Gerloff in the beginning of the year, I mean, it drove me crazy being at the track that long. That dude was doing shit at the track at 9 o'clock at night that his team wanted him to do. Wow. At 9 o'clock at night. And they just spend all their time there. Like, it's crazy. Like, that's their home, you know, and then just go back to sleep. You know, it's wild. Usually I like to race and get the hell out of there, you know, and just turn my brain off.
Yeah. So you have things that you brought back that you might incorporate. Does as the Attack Yamaha as a whole, the guys that were able to work. I know Reese was out there cheerleading and supporting and stuff like that. Do you guys look to say, hey, we have an edge because we're able to have a couple of rounds in World Superbike and we learned a couple of things that we may be able to throw into MotoAmerica for next season?
Yeah, myself and the team too, especially the team, because they made, you know, the team they have a relationship with Yamaha in Italy, but it wasn't like, close. Like they're not sharing notes all the time and stuff like that. Richard always kind of does his own thing. But just meshing that bond a little bit more with Yamaha over there, and just showing face and hanging out with them, and seeing how they do things, with their motorcycle. And my team learned some stuff too. So we're going to try this off season to try to incorporate some of those things at testing and see if it works with our tracks and tires. So yeah, not only myself with like just trying different things here and there with riding, the team as well learned some stuff and they got a few tricks they want to try.
Gotcha. So you'll be in the paddock at 9:30 p.m.
No. He'd be asleep.
And dude, it's wild, bro. That drove me crazy. Yeah. So.
And now you were there. Obviously, now we had 2 Americans racing in Superbike. Like, what was the feeling, or did anybody say anything about the fact that, one, doing a round in America? Like, anybody mention anything, or any of the riders say that they would love to have a round in the U.S.?
Oh, dude, everybody wants to have a round, like a more proper World Superbike round Laguna. Like, everybody wants to go back to Laguna. Like, they love that place. Like, fuck, let's go to Laguna. We've been trying to go to Laguna. Like, they love America. Most of the races, they love America. They love to come, It's not really, you don't really appreciate America until you're in a different country for a few weeks and you're like, fuck, there's nothing like the great U.S. Just everything is just so open. But yeah, the racers they want to come here badly.
Well, do they want to come here because it's America, or because when they get here, they can actually go out and nobody's going to bother them because 90% of the people will have no clue who they are?
Probably a little bit of both, dude. They just have room to breathe, dude. It's crazy. Yeah.
Because year before last, we had Bezecchi go to New York City for a day to do like an event. And he literally walked all around New York City with like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, not one person recognized him.
Not one person was like, hey, you're Marco Bezecchi.
No.
And he was like,
so wild to me.
He went and ate pizza, like whatever.
It's crazy too. Like in towns like where we stayed at, if you have a team shirt on or something like that, like it's like you're a fucking star.
Yeah.
It is a different feel. Like they allow the fans to walk on the other side of the garage. Like it wasn't a fan walk for the riders, but they allow like the fans to see the garages and outside, a certain amount of time throughout the day. And I was standing out there just like looking around, not doing autographs or anything because I didn't have to at the time. And literally a kid was like, hey, can I have a knee puck? And my leathers were hanging up kind of outside because I didn't have a proper dryer. So I was like hanging out in the sun. And I ripped it off my my suit and gave it to this kid. And the fans came unglued. They were just like, literally the kids were crying. Like it was crazy. Wow. But you don't get that in the US, man. Like the dedication of fans are unbelievable. But they are psycho too, because they're like, come over and like, can I have a helmet? It's like, what do you know? Yeah, like no, they're aggressive about things too. But like the dedication from the fans, obviously you guys saw what Top Rack's fans, after the Bulaga thing.
Yeah. He needed security like Marquez in Italy.
Yeah, dude, seriously. You just don't get that in the US, man.
So
given the opportunity, would you go again?
Yeah, no, for sure I would go again, even though I'm agreeing to get my ass kicked right off the bat. You know what I mean? But it's weird because like there's only like, when you see, like when you're riding with those guys, it's like, man, everybody is good. Like everybody's really good there, but it's not like, holy shit, that dude has something that I've never seen before other than Top Rack.
Right.
Other than Top Rack, when I see that dude ride, I'm like, whoa, like how did he do that? Like how did he make that bike turn so good? But everybody, it's just on how they just learn to, maximize their bikes with those tires and those tracks, man. And that's as easy as I could put it, dude. But like, yeah, riding around those guys, everybody is quick, but like they're not doing anything different. There's just 20 of Cameron Bobier's there, So yeah.
20 Cameron Bobier's on different tires.
Yeah, on different tires, yeah. So,
And now what's your off season going to look like? Like, obviously, you're going to be riding next year, but do you have any additional plans this year, this off season? Not just working out, but just other things you want to do this off season?
I got a Dainese event in Phoenix coming up.
Okay.
So I gotta do that one. Yeah. But honestly, for the next at least month, I'm actually looking forward to, at least a few weeks of just doing, I've been still riding my bike. I still work out just because that's just like my daily routine, but nothing crazy. I'm really just looking forward to like just chill. So I felt like I was on the road a lot this year, just with either testing or doing something. It'd be cool just honestly just to hang out and just relax, because I feel like even throughout the season, like, yes, I'm traveling, but when I'm home, it's all fucking motorcycles. Mm-hmm. So I want to kind of turn my brain off for the next few weeks still, and then get back to it. Obviously, the testing will start ramping up, and then doing some stuff with Yamaha and, just little stuff like that. And I don't think I could be home so long until I get the itch to get back on the road. So.
Nice. I think we're just about it, right, guys?
Yeah.
Is anything we missed that you might want to add, Bobby?
Nah, man. Thanks for having me, dude. Like you and Lewis, dude. It's cool to be on here, and it's cool to tell my side of the story. And love me or hate me. I mean, we all make mistakes. You know what I mean? We're all human, and we'll try again next year for the championship.
Listen, man, there's like a million people that would love to be in your shoes right now. So
I'm just glad that you know how I feel when I get on the track with you.
The first session for sure, you're like, holy shit, I am a club racer. Yeah.
Were you feeling like Ricky Bobby when he came back from his big accident and he's like, is that the other riders?
Dude, it's crazy because it's like, it wasn't just like I said, there would be like an S-trail, dude. Like I would overlay my data with like Locatelli, and I'm like, good here, good here, good here, good here, really bad here, like in one turn, and then good, really bad. And it was always like 2 turns that just like blew my whole lap time that I just couldn't get my head around. Myself and the team is wild.
Well, at least you got some knowledge, so the opportunity comes up next time or comes up again. Yeah. Like you might, at least you're not coming in at 0. You're coming in at maybe like a 4 or 5 versus just a complete 0.
Yeah, seriously.